Well, it's a situation no one wants to be in, getting followed and then dragged by a car in broad daylight. Well, that's what happened to a local resident.
23 ABC's Vanya Patino spoke with the woman as she explains what happened that day and a self-defense expert about what you can do to protect yourself.
Without the luxury of a car, Cheyenne Mangheki walks along Stein Road and Ming Avenue over an hour just to get to work. She says catcalling is not uncommon, but this one was not like the others.
He grabbed my hand and then he grabbed my phone and just threw it in the car, and he kept onto my hands and he kept like pulling my arm into the car, and I was like obviously beating him off, and at some point he got frustrated, so he just held onto my hand and pressed on the gas, and he literally dragged me all the way across the street.
It's a moment Cheyenne Mangheki will never forget. After being dragged, she says the left side of her body was left with scrape marks and injuries. Mangheki says she left her house around 9 a.m. and at around 9:30, a car followed her for about a mile.
Like he'd wait for some cars to pass and then do another U-turn. And like I had my headphones in, I wasn't listening, I didn't care for what he had to say. But like I can't avoid him when he pulls out in front of me.
That is when she decided to take these pictures of the man she says is responsible. But while she did that, he lunged at her while still in his car, which she describes as a white Honda. Mangheki says she was ready to fight at the moment, but everything sunk in when the adrenaline wore off.
I realized like I could have been dragged to death. When people pointed that out, that was pretty scary.
Now, BPD is not able to comment as this is an ongoing investigation, but did say that based on Mangheki's description of events, it seems the appropriate law violations are robbery and possibly attempted kidnapping. Meanwhile, Eric Nolan, owner of Extreme Training Center, explains even with self-defense training, in this case, it is difficult to pinpoint what could have been done better.
You say grab the wrist for the phone. Paul tries to attempt to pull her in the car. Well, if I'm doing this, the car weighs 4,000 pounds. I'm assuming the guy weighs 200 pounds, and I'm assuming she's not a giant woman. I cannot possibly do this. I cannot win pulling away. So instead, go with it. She pulls in, I come in. A finger in the eye, you drive a thumb into the eye, feels the same for a man or a woman. It's a bad situation.
And meanwhile, for Mangheki, now that the injuries are turning into bruises and she is physically recovering, she hopes this brings awareness.
I'm sad I have to go through it too, but I'm not the only woman who goes through these things. I am just happy that I can be a woman that'll fight him on the way down.
Now, Mangheki explains that because she does share her location with a lot of her friends, the phone that was left inside of the car was able to be found 10 hours later at a Smart & Final on White Lane. She says her friends found it inside of some bushes, but luckily, because she does have recently deleted folder, she was able to recover all the pictures, which she now hopes to use to get some justice. In Bakersfield, Vanya Patino, 23 ABC News, connecting you.